single day I'm gonna make something great. That's my way.
Hi everybody, so today we're going to be hitting on two of my favorite financial concepts, right? And basically what these are is just your regular run-of-the-mill basic budgeting. And that's figuring out how much you make, making a budget that it's easy to stick with, and following through. Another thing that we're going to cover today is one of my favorite ways to pay off your bills in a fast kind of way. I wouldn't say supersonic because it's not a miracle cure and it's not instant gratification, but it is a lot faster. So let's start with budgeting. Basically what budgeting is figuring out how much money you make per month, your gross income, figuring out how much your bills are, and then making sure that before you do anything else, your bills are paid for. And this can get a little tricky because sometimes when you live paycheck to paycheck, you have to prioritize different things. I know growing up, I grew up in a really poor family, right? So sometimes my mom would have to prioritize paying the light bill over paying like the cable bill, the internet bill, stuff like that. Either that or she'd let her phone bill go. So budgeting is one of the main things. So per month, let's say your average Joe makes $1,000, right? So you take out your home and your car. Let's say your home is $300, and I know that these are like very low, okay? But it's just an example. So let's say if your home is $300, and say your car is $200, that leaves you $500 left over. Now you still have electricity, so let's put that at another 50 bucks. That leaves you at $450. Then, you know, you have, if you live in the city, you have water. I live out in the middle of nowhere, so I have a well, so I have well water, and I don't pay for water, which is really nice. Every month, my necessary bills are my house, and my car, and my electricity. Those are the three that I always have to pay no matter what. Then you have your unnecessary bills, your wants, which are your phone bill, you have your cable and internet. Some people do like cable and internet separately. Mine is bundled. And I don't know why you would do that separate, but okay then. Either way. So basically, the reason people have such a hard time sticking to their budgets, right, is because you don't budget anything for personal use. Which, by personal use, it could be something as small as buying a new video game for you to enjoy, or something as important as saving for an emergency fund. Now, I know that most people know what an emergency fund is. For those who don't, though, your emergency fund should be at least, I'd say at least a month. Now, a lot of like the financial, like all the financial people who've been doing this for a while, they recommend that your emergency fund should be 3. And if you're able to afford that, great. But when I was first starting out on my own, I could not afford 3 months to just, you know, sit around in a lockbox somewhere. I couldn't afford that. I was able to put about a month's worth of bills away. And at the time, it was about $1,800 with my student loans and all that. So, if you can do 3 months worth of your bills, that's great, and I would recommend it. But if you can't, aim for a month, month and a half, if you can. And just put it away. You can put it in an old can, you can put it in the bank. Me, I actually invested in gold and silver. We'll get into investing at a later date, because there's lots of different investing that you can do. You've got your stock market, your bonds, and then you have your metals, right? You also have cryptocurrency, but I don't know a whole lot about that. So before I do a video on cryptocurrency, I'm actually going to have to read up on it. But, carrying on, you have to have your emergency fund. And basically this is in case a deer jumps out in front of your car and you have to pay for repairs, or you didn't know that you hadn't paid this month's electricity. Because I do that sometimes. There's one time I am so used to paying all of my bills like 3 months ahead that I forget that 3 months eventually comes to an end. And I forgot, and I was like, oh, okay, how am I supposed to do this? And then I remembered I had money put away, so I was good. Now, as I said, budgeting, as long as you put a little money to the side for something small, whether, like I said, just be a video game or a new book, comic book, even if it's just something as small as buying a scratch-off ticket. Budgeting is a lot like dieting. If you make it to where there's no indulgence, then it's hard to stick to it because you're miserable all the time. Now, I'm not saying go eat a whole chocolate cake or anything, but a Twinkie won't kill you. And if you like Twinkies, you're good. Because I love Twinkies, dude. They're so good. But anyways, moving on to the Debt Snowball, right? And it is basically it's a financial concept that's used mostly to pay off your bills in a timely manner. And all it really is it's paying off your smallest bill, and then taking the money that you would be spending on that bill and then putting it to the next, and doing that over and over and over again. Every bit of extra money you have, putting it on that next bill till it's paid off, and you take all the money that you would there and move it on to the next one. So let's say you have a student loan where you have $500 left, right? You pay $50 a month on that. Then you have, say, a student loan that's $1,500. One day you're walking around your house and you see all this extra stuff and you're like, okay, let's have a garage sale. You sell all of this stuff, and next thing you know, you have $300, maybe $400, and you're like, what should I do with this? So what you do is you take that extra $400 and you put it on the student loan. So instead of paying on that student loan for another 10 months, now you're only paying on it for another 2 months. And then you have that extra $50 that you would be spending on that to put towards your student loan. And you just keep doing that until everything is paid off. It's one of my favorite financial concepts because it actually does work. It's not instant, right? It's not you're gonna do this and it's gonna be done the next day. I like to call it playing the long game, because in the long run it's gonna pay off. You're gonna get everything paid off faster and you're not gonna have to worry about it. But if you're in it for instant gratification, it's probably not for you. But that seems to be all of the time that we have tonight, guys. So I'm going to bed. Good night. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. See you later. Bye!